Hi friends, welcome back to another Pick a Card Tarot reading from JUNODROME Tarot. My name is JP and I will be bringing you this reading here. So today we are going to be doing a reading on what to expect from the year 2023. So the way this reading will work is choose a pile in front of you here. In a moment I'll show you them up close so you can choose which one that really resonates with you. As soon as you pick a pile, go to your reading. In the reading, we're going to break down two parts to the year. So we'll do the first half and the second half of 2023. So feel free to tune into this. You can tune with it at any point within the year or even after if you want to do a little bit of reflection and see if this reading really worked with you or not, what you learned, what you didn't learn in the future. So in a moment, I will be showing you your piles even closer. You can choose which one really resonates with you, and then we will jump into your reading. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we will be with you in a moment. Hi there, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. So this is going to be your reading on what to expect from the year 2023. So as we break down this reading, we'll be diving into things to come to understand, to expect, to realize, to think about as you enter into the year 2023. So as I said in the intro, this is a reading that could work anytime within the year or even after the year if you wanted to do some reflection on the past. So either way here, whenever you're catching this reading, this is what 2023 is opening for you. So let's dive in here. So we're going to start out here with your intro card, which is this bear. And on the back, it says, "Be fierce, be gentle." So I think for you, there's a real message here for having an understanding of both of these states, both being fierce and being gentle. Sometimes life requires us to be both of these things, right? And they seem counterintuitive, but it's important to remember that both aspects need to happen. We need to have a balance in life. And so as you move through 2023, know that some situations may ask you to be fierce and strong and not give in to situations where you might be called to be steadfast and hold your own ground, but there will also be many situations where you need to be gentle and to be open to allowing yourself to be kind and soft. And so 2023 is going to have situations for you that require both. So keep that in mind. And we're not always one thing. We don't always have to be strong, and we don't always have to be soft, right? We need a balance of both in life. So let's take a look here at some more of these cards. These are your bonus cards. I think I want to hold off till a little bit later to read those, but I wanted to pull a Shamanic Healing Oracle card to give us the theme for the year. So the back of this card here, once I flip it around, this is going to be your theme for 2023. And your theme, pile number one, is integration. Yeah, you know what? This really fits with this message on the back of this bear card here. Be fierce and be gentle, right? So you're integrating both states into your life here in 2023. And so maybe in the past where I think maybe you have met life with either, putting up your strongest face and blocking everything out and being being a brick wall to life. I think maybe you've met life in that direction in the past, and I think maybe there have been points where you've met life being 100% open and very, very soft, and maybe letting in things that have not been in your best interest into your life. And so I think here for this 2023, and we have 33 here as well, which 23 is the year that we're going into, but there's something about 33 repeating number. So if 33 means anything to you, or any kind of like angel number 333, any of that, just a side message. I'm looking at 22 here on a book in front of me. So yeah, 2233, all those kinds of things are coming into this in this moment. But anyway, back to what I was saying. With integration is really this year is all about integrating some of these lessons that maybe you've learned in the past, right? Integrating both states into your life, being able to be protected and protective of yourself and your energy, but also open and allowing things to come in. So there's a beautiful connection point between those two states for you in this year coming up. And like I said, the theme for the year is integration. So how can you integrate all of the things that you've learned in the past into your life, into the practical? How can you change the lessons that you've learned, and also the knowledge and wisdom that you've gained from experience and from learning? How can you integrate all of that into your life in a practical sense? And that is, this year is going to give you direct understanding on how to do this. I'm taking pauses to drink tea, by the way, so just so you know. So yes, I do think I'm going to keep your bonus cards till the end. So we're going to start with the first part of the year. So these 4 tarot cards are going to represent the first 6 months. I only have 2 tarot decks. Normally when I do this, I like to do 3 parts of the year, but based on the amount of decks I have and just how I'm being feeling called, these readings are going to have 2 parts. So the first part is the first 6 months. So these cards for the first 6 months, this is January through June. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Ooh, the 7 of Cups. So another double number here. These 2 numbers are popping up. This is 7-7. So you had 3-3, you got a 2-2 over there, you got a 7-7. So keep that in mind if that's something that really jumps out at you, these kinds of numbers. Okay, moving on. We also have the Hanged Man. Okay, interesting. I got some feelings here. And then we have, okay, all right, cool. We've got the 3 of Wands. Okay, so this is really, really interesting. I like where this reading is going. Okay, so how is 2023 starting out, the first half of the year for you? Well, it's going to start out with work, right? With the 7 of Pentacles, and options with the 7 of Cups. So it's like you've got work and you've got options, right? So it's like, I think that the first part of this year is going to be putting in a lot of work into an area. And I think here, with the 7 of Cups, it's almost like you have a lot of different areas in which to put in work, or that you want to put work into, right? That there's a lot of options, a lot of opportunities, a lot of understanding. And it might feel, you might feel a little bit indecisive in how you operate in that way. Sorry, I'm adjusting how I'm sitting. So anyway, moving on. So basically, I think from this, there's an opportunity to put a tremendous amount of work into somewhere, and I think that you're ready to go in that, right? Now with the Hanged Man here, it feels to me as though there's a little bit of an indecisive energy with these two together. So it's almost like you're ready to go. You really want to put in actual effort and action into something. Maybe you have a lot of ideas, and so it's like you feel stuck in how to approach it, right? So as the first half of this year comes, I think it's going to be you're going to be really shown clearly, because even though you know, in the Seven of Cups here, he seems distracted by all of these cups, or this just seems like there's a lot of options. But the thing about it is, they're all very, very clear in front of what they are. Each one is very clear. And so I think that maybe the 6 month period between January and June of 2023 is it's gonna show you clearly what each one of these is. And I think that, you know, you're going to be putting work in as this is going, and maybe it'll feel almost like work to choose something, to really make your mind up about your direction. Because I feel as though the direction is a little bit hazy here, and that's where you're getting hanged up here, with the Hanged Man. But the thing is, by the end of this 6 month period, you've got the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is, you know, your ships are coming in. You're ready to set sail, right? You're ready to go off into and journey into it. So I think by the end of this period, you're going to be very clear about your direction. So really take some time and put the work into choosing these things, right? It might, you know, in the short term, you know, as this is going on, you might feel like it's a wasted amount of effort or space or time to look at each one of these things individually, because you really, I get the energy with this pile that you're really rearing to go in some direction. You know, you really want something to happen. You really want to make something or work something into your life right now. And so the idea of taking a pause or taking a break, which I think the Hanged Man sometimes can talk about a decisive pause, a need to take a pause, a decision to take a step back. I think that that decision is really taking stock here on everything that you've been through, and deciding where to go. And the integration card is really kind of tuning into that as well, because there's this idea for you, pile number one, that, you know, by really looking at all of your options, looking at everything, getting all of your ducks in a row here, if you take the time out to do that, even if it feels like work to take the time to do this kind of organization, by June here, with the Three of Wands, you're going to be ready to move into the next direction, and it won't feel like it'll be a solid foundation that you've built for yourself, because you won't have any questions. So dot your I's, cross your T's in the first half of this year. And if you put the work into doing that, really decisively looking through, putting your affairs in order. So, you know, I don't know, obviously this is a general reading, so it can go to many people, but I think some people who are getting this are really like even doing, you know, some kind of legal action here, you know, where legally, you know, making sure all of the, you know, the paperwork is in order for something, all of the affairs are in order, right? All you have all of the legal things for certain things, you know, whatever that is for you, you know, take it as it resonates. But it's like almost making those kinds of decisions, really knowing, you know, what everything means, you know, like if this is some kind of contract or something, it's like, let me read the fine print, let me understand everything, let me figure out what this means and that means. It's all of that kind of busy work. If you take the time out to do that, even though it feels like it's a stuck process, then you'll be absolutely ready to go, by the second half of the year. And you know, you'll have integrated all of the stuff that needs to come in into the physical, right? So it's like taking these bureaucratic, almost, I'm feeling like a bureaucratic energy from this, you know, even though it's busy work, taking that bureaucratic stuff and activating it, applying it into your life, will free you up here, by the time that you're ready to set sail into some direction. And maybe it even is literally traveling, right? Maybe for some people, like I said, this is open-ended. Maybe for some people this is like, getting your affairs in order to move, or to do some extensive traveling, making sure that everything is set so that by the time you're ready to go off and do this major traveling, you won't have any questions about anything. Let's look at the second half. So that was the first half of 2023. Let's look at the second half, and then we'll look at your two cards, and we will get some better, some more energy here. So let me just make sure that these will end up in the frame. Okay, so we have the, if this, yeah, okay, this will work fine. First up, we have the Father of Swords, which is the King of Swords in most decks. And then we have the Daughter of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. This is great. I like these two together. Actually, there's something really nice about them being next to each other. We have the Two of Pentacles. Yes, heavy balance energy. I felt that in the opening with these two. That's great. Okay, the Four of Cups. Interesting. And our final card is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune, I think, is a card that represents the whole year here, since we have four, and then one left. So the Wheel of Fortune is really representing all of 2023, I think, for you. 1 second, I'm going to take a sip of my tea. Okay, so let's see. With the Father of Swords, this is the King of Swords in most decks. He's really asking you to pay attention as the second half of this year really cracks open. Yeah, I would say this is the summer solstice change, right? So winter through spring through to the summer solstice in June is a building period, and then summer solstice from June through July all the way until December is a waning period, right? If you think of it almost like a moon cycle, the waxing and waning, the year does that as well, and energetically we do that as well. So as you build up to getting all of your affairs in order in the first half and really opening yourself up to set sail here by June. As you enter July and you enter the come down period, the we got a horn out there for some kind of messages here. The King of Swords, it really talks about yeah, for it's like keep a clear head as you enter into the next part of this year, right? And don't be afraid to cut the things out of your life that are getting in the way of certain areas. You know, don't be afraid to streamline. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. As you get to this part, it's like all of this stuff, you figured out what you want to do, you got your affairs in order, now you can streamline. So the second half of 2023, hopefully I've been saying 2023 this whole time. The second half of 2023 is opening up an opportunity to streamline your life and to streamline your thinking about a certain situation. Now that you know your direction, you can cut out all of the distractions. I'm feeling that for you. And the second half of the year is really about streamlining that. And we've got a new beginning coming in the second half of the year as well. And that new beginning comes from the cups, which is like actual satisfaction, emotional, personal well-being, and embracing that. So it's almost like you by getting all of those affairs in order in the first half of the year, you open yourself up to really being able to focus on the things that bring you true happiness in the second half of 2023. And so if you take the time at the beginning of the year to really do some hard work on putting your life in an order that makes sense, by the second half of the year, you really open up an opportunity to embrace a journey towards actual emotional happiness, right? And it might take letting go of different ideas that maybe in the past have helped you along. But if you allow yourself to be present and allow yourself to really open up to where you want to be, you'll get it. And I think we get some hints in that here with the Four of Cups, where it's almost like in the first half of this year you have all of these cups here that you're focusing on and that you're looking at, and you're looking at each one individually, right? By the second half here, it's like the Four of Cups is usually depicted as a man who's staring at three cups kind of dejectedly, and he doesn't see that the universe is trying to give him a fourth one behind him. So it's almost like by the end of the year, it's like the universe is really handing you the right one. So it's like, even if you feel like as you go through each one of these and you don't feel like you really know which one it is, even if you get to that point within this year, the universe is still giving you like a big old neon arrow sign pointing exactly at what's right for you, or what's perfect, or what you need. And so there's a sense in this of allowing yourself to embrace that the universe is trying to give you exactly what you want here. And I think that's reflected in the Wheel of Fortune as well, because there's something really beautiful and fortunate that's opening up to you here. So embrace it, open up to it. With the Two of Pentacles, it's like that's a deep balancing card. So it's like there's a need to really embrace a sense of balance too here in the second half of the year. And as you open yourself up to whatever this thing is, don't get too caught up on no, what am I trying to say? Okay, so the second half of this year, like with the King of Swords is telling you, don't be too afraid of focusing only on one thing too. I think, streamline your thinking, cut out any distractions, really allow yourself to dive into it. And you're at a new beginning here, right? With this Page of Wands, so it's like, or Page of Cups, so it's like you're just starting out on this journey towards happiness. So take some time with it. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't focus too hard here on the things that you think are supposed to make you happy, and really focus on the things that do make you happy. And I know that that's easier said than done, but it's like, don't be too caught up in the mind with this. This is a journey towards emotional fulfillment, not mental fulfillment, right? So focus on the things that make you feel better, not necessarily the things that you think are better, right? And that's what the Four of Cups is saying. If you embrace that in the second half of this year, I think you really open yourself up to true balance here and to this fortune. And so the real thing for you in this year is, don't focus too hard on the things that you think are right for you. Focus on the things that feel the best for you, right? And really feel it out. And the things that feel the best may not be the things that you think are the best. Does that make sense? And so, just because you think it's the best does not mean that it is, right? It's just somewhere along the line you've learned to think that such and such is what's important for you, when in reality there might be something that's going to make you really actually happy. And so since you're at the beginning of this journey here towards actual happiness and not just theoretical happiness, be open to having it be a little rough start. Be open to the idea that maybe you don't actually know it all yet, and that maybe there's more for you to learn. There's more that you can understand in this, that you don't actually understand it all at this moment, and that there's an opportunity to learn more, right? We can get really stuck in thinking sometimes that, we know everything already. We know how things are going to go. We already know, and, what's the sense of even paying attention to it? But in reality, every day is a new opportunity. Every moment is a new understanding. And so you might get caught up in thinking that you already know how things are going or how things are supposed to be. But in reality, there's infinite a possibility ahead of you. And so things could be any way. And there's no one particular way that they have to be. They can be literally any way at all. Pause for some tea. Okay, so we're gonna finish off with these two bonus cards here. So your bonus cards for the year of 2023 are the Sentinel. New opportunities shall manifest in unexpected ways. Ooh, that relates to that. And Strange Journeys. Take control of your quest. Choose your companions wisely. Okay, so first up, Sentinel, right? New opportunities shall manifest in unexpected ways. Yeah, this is really this Four of Cups here. So in the second half of the year, the things that you are trying to make happen, that you want to bring into your life, they may very well come into your life, but in ways that you wouldn't expect. So be open to things happening, not in the way that you think they will. Allow things to be whatever they need to be, and embrace that as you move forward, because that's going to really help you out. Now with the Strange Journeys card, it's choose your companions wisely. Do that literally. That could be animal friends here. Maybe you have a new pet coming to you, or you've got your favorite pet continuing in this year. But it can also, be talking about, your human friends, right? And those who you choose to have in your life. So make sure that in 2023, the people that you surround yourself with reflect where you want to be, who you want to be, how you want to feel. Make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that you feel good with, right? Ultimately, because you have agency in that. Take control of your quest. You have agency in your life, and you can bring in anything that you need to for yourself here. So anyway, pile number one, I'm going to leave you there. That is your reading for 2023. I hope that you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments what you think either way. I love hearing from everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you still need to reach me, you can find me on my website. That's www.junodrome.com. At the moment, I'm not giving private readings, but I'm sure I will start them again someday. So yeah, anyway, pile number one. Hopefully that's what I said before. Pile number one. That's it for me. Catch you later. Have a great year. Happy New Year as it comes in. Take care, friends. Bye. Hi there, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. So this is going to be your reading for what to expect from 2023. So we're going to get into this reading. There are two main parts to the reading. We'll start with the first half of 2023 and then move on to the second half when we get to the tarot. First, I'm going to drink a sip of tea real quick. All right, here we go. So, you pulled the pile with this tent card, and the quote on the back is, "Sleep under the stars." So there's a bit of a sleeping in nature mood to this pile. So for 2023, I think there's a return to nature here. It's coming, and what's making me feel that way, it could be, in a sense, one second, my microphone is moving around here. Okay, so, it could be, in a sense here, pile number two. I'm getting the feeling of a return to nature. So for what I mean by that is almost like a return to your own inner nature, right? Your own being, your own person. 2023 is an opening for you to really get back to your roots, getting naked, not like physically, but like spiritually in a sense, really kind of getting back to the fundamental roots of who you are, getting back to your roots. There's a big feeling of that for you here. So let's put that to the side for now. And before we dive into this one, I'm going to put this aside. This was a bonus card that you got. We'll do that at the end. But first, we have a card from the Shamanic Healing Oracle. And this card is going to be a card representing your year. So this card is going to be the theme of your year. So let's take a look and see. And for you, it's growth and more trees. There's a lot of tree symbolism in nature continuing on in this. A lot of nature for you here. But with this growth card, it really, I am feeling for you, pile number two, that there is an opportunity for you to embrace the growth that you've done in your life. How are you growing? How are you changing? And 2023 is allowing you to grow a lot. I think that there's a lot of growth coming to you this year. So we'll take a look at the cards to get a better understanding. By getting back to your roots, I think there's a bit of growth coming to you. Now, that can be a little bit tricky sometimes. Growth, sometimes there's growing pains, right? So I don't necessarily think that's anything to be afraid of or anything like that, but just keep that in mind. 2023 may have some growing pains, right? So keep that in mind. But growing pains, right, ultimately lead to true growth and real comfort and actual happiness, right? That there's those opportunities available. So even if there are some growing pains in 2023, I think that there is beautiful, wonderful, open growth for you. So let's take a look. Let's take a look. First half of the year is going to be this, and the second half of the year will be this one. So let's take a look here first at the first half of your year. What can you expect from January through June, the first half of 2023? We have the Emperor. We have the King of Swords. We have the 9 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, okay. So, what a beautiful, beautiful year ahead of you here, pile number 2. Yeah, I don't see any strife at all in this. This is beautiful. So the first half of the year is very, very abundant to have the 9 and the 10. And there's a real completion here. I think there's an actual completion happening for you in this year, and that's amazing, you know. So maybe the growing pains were the past, right? And now you're opening yourself up to to this beautiful place here. But the first half of 2023 is this really stunningly abundant period for you, and you know. With the Knight of Swords, it's sort of like I think you've developed an ability to cut through the crap, right? And that's a part of this growth that you've done. And I think it's also, though, you know, like I was saying, getting back to your roots, it's cutting away the distractions, cutting away all of the things that maybe have been, you know, tying you to something that isn't actually accurate to who you are, right? And so you're opening yourself up to a new mode, new way of being, a new way of feeling that is closer to the heart of you than maybe you've been. Maybe you've been in the past, maybe you've presented yourself in a manner that was inauthentic to who you actually were. And there's been a tremendous amount of growth here already in helping lead you to the point that you're at now. And now that growth is paying off. And so, you know, this year, 2023, is going to continue to show you just how far you've come in life. I think I'm getting that, you know. And so the growing pains thing, you know, it might not even be like real pain, right? Hold on. I think it's more a sense of like, oh yeah, okay. So I think that there may, as you enter into 2023, there may be a bit of a disconnect between where you've been and how far you've actually come. And I think maybe there's a bit of as you enter into 2023, I think that maybe you're hanging on to past images of where you have been in the past, and maybe you're meeting yourself and your life and your situation with a certain sense of hesitance based on past experience, and that this beginning part of the year is opening you up to the ability to let go of this with the King of Swords here. And so it's allowing you the opportunity to let go of these past perspectives on like, oh well, I can't do that because blah blah, because I'm this way and this happens when I do this and this, you know. Like it's letting go of those expectations you put on yourself based on past experiences, and really realizing that no, you know, you have the freedom to move in any way that you want for yourself. You have, you know, the universe is meeting you with this ultimate abundance here. So it's like you've built a certain level of stability into your life at this point. And with the Emperor here, it's like you're in the driver's seat. You're actually in control. There is no, you know, there's no there's no going back to where you were before this growth, you know. And the getting back to your roots here is we got a beep in the background. So this getting back to your roots here is like a sense of reconnecting to who you are at the heart of you, but not like you before you learned how to not make mistakes, if that makes sense. So it's like the wisdom that you've gained does not go away. And, with the Emperor here, it's like that wisdom is driving you forward. So as you move through the first part of 2023, you're really allowing yourself to really embrace this sort of strength that you've gained over the years. And that strength, like, it doesn't go anywhere. And so it's like you have the ability here with the King of Swords to cut away that doubt. I feel like that's the self-doubt thing. And the growing pains is actually like you don't realize just how stable and set you actually are in this moment. And that's where the pain is just a disconnect from that. And so the first part of 2023 is like readjusting to the fact that you actually are much, much, much further along in your life and in your journey than maybe you're giving yourself credit for. And that you've actually gained a certain amount of strength and wisdom and understanding in things that, maybe your subconscious is convincing you that you haven't gotten to that point yet. But in reality, like your physical world, like the physical world that you're actually in right now, is reflecting the fact that you actually have come very, very far. And so the first half of 2023, I think, is going to be really opening that up to you, opening up that understanding as we move through the first part of the year. I think that you're gonna start to see like actuality, that you're very far along in your journey, and that you're going to see some of these reciprocal rewards finally coming back to you. And I think you're going to be able to understand that. You're going to have the tools to cut away the doubt that's been creeping in, because your physical world will be so set in such a way that it's like that the doubt will be so obviously false, that you'll be able to let it go quite easily, I think, because you are in the driver's seat here in this. And it comes from, really getting back to the roots of who you are. So now let's take a look at what the second half is bringing you. So for the second half of 2023, we have these from the Wild Unknown Tarot, and we've got the Hierophant. We've got the Three of Cups. We've got the Four of Pentacles. We've got the Nine of Wands. And then we have the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups, I think, is going to be... this happened in the last reading too. I had one extra of this deck. And I think that last one is representing... another card to represent the whole year. So this will represent the whole year here. So for the second half of 2023, I think that you are going to, as you really level into this true stability that's here for you in this year in 2023, as you finally start to understand that, then, as you're going back to your roots, because that going back to your roots is really a big part of the whole year, you'll be able to go back and think about all of the things, the traditions that you have in your life that really work for you. One second, I just need to adjust how I'm sitting here. Okay, so I think that there's a real opportunity in the second half as we move from July through the end of 2023. You're going to have an opportunity to really look at, what aspects of your life are, hold on, let me think. Yeah, okay, so the Hierophant sometimes can talk about a teacher or teaching energy, and I actually am feeling that for you here. So basically, what I think is going to happen is, as you set yourself into feeling really stable and solid in whatever you're in here with this, this beautiful physical stability in the world around you, as you finally feel a little bit calmer in that, you'll have an opportunity to help someone else too. There's a bit of a mentorship energy here. So as you really finally realize that you've come so far, and that you know much, much, much more than you think, than you've been giving yourself credit for, you'll realize that this knowledge and this wisdom is actually something that can help others too. And I think that you'll have the opportunity in the second half of this year to take on a mentorship role in somebody's life, in some situation in your life, where you'll be helping someone or training someone or guiding someone in some capacity. And I think um, that ability will really actually help you tremendously in feeling more solid in where you are. And so embrace that a little bit. At some point in the second half of 2023, there will be an opportunity to help someone based on the wisdom and growth that you've gained. And it will be a kind of help that you would have never been able to give if you hadn't gone through the situations in your past that you've gone through. And so, that obviously can never, if we've been through difficult situations in life, there's nothing really that can undo those things. But at least, the wisdom that you've gained could help someone else. And I think that might help you feel better in a certain sense. And a part of that too is, we have this friendship energy coming in too with the Three of Cups. So the second half of 2023 is going to be very open for you, very open to new people, celebrations, meeting new people, exploring friendships, maybe having old friends come back into your life. There's an energy here of connecting with people. And so as you move into the second half of the year, I think primarily too, because you're so set in your physical foundations, you'll have time and energy and understanding to really meet new people or bring people into your life, or reconnect with old friends and reconnect with people that maybe you haven't seen in a while, that kind of thing. So there's an opportunity for that in 2023, particularly the second half of the year. Now, the Nine of Wands, we'll get to that one first. In this deck in particular, it looks like a staircase. And so for the meaning for this card in this deck, for me, I take it as like a one step at a time card. So I think this is another big message for not just the second half of the year, but the whole year. Don't be afraid to take things in small steps. Growth happens at one tiny, a little bit at a time. A tree doesn't start, a tree doesn't, sorry, an oak tree grows from an acorn, right? And it's this big, giant, massive, humongous tree that it becomes, but it doesn't do it overnight. It takes a lot of time. And so, taking things slowly, taking things one step at a time will be very important this year and for all years, and so don't be afraid to take things one step at a time, and don't be afraid if you're trying to see growth in your life this year, and it doesn't seem to be happening overnight. Don't be afraid to take it slow, right? Things happen very slowly, but they do happen. And so if you allow yourself to have the patience to see things happening over time, that could really help you out here. And, with the the Four of Pentacles, this is a card that can talk about playing it safe, keeping yourself closed a little bit to play it safe. I think that maybe this is kind of saying, don't feel like you have to hold it all in too much, particularly if you finally, maybe you feel like you're finally at a place where you are stable after maybe not being so for a while. And so there's a sense of having a fear almost of losing that, and that fear of losing things may be giving you the impulse at the second half of the year to really hold things close. But with this Three of Cups, it's like no, this is really an opportunity to actually go out and explore and meet new people and stuff. So if you feel a little bit like reserved, that's okay. Like, take your time at things, but allow yourself to meet new people too. Allow yourself to open up to new situations, because meeting that new people, you might actually be a tremendous help in somebody's life. So if you feel a little bit in the second half of the year like you want to stand back a little bit, it's okay to stand back a little bit in life, but also make sure that you're getting out there and you're meeting people and you're doing things, because I think you could be tremendously important in somebody's life here in 2023 in a way that maybe you'll never know, right? Sometimes we can be profoundly impactful in people's lives just in passing, and we will never know just how important we were to that person. So sometimes we need to interact with other people in order to be able to do that in the first place. So don't be afraid to interact with people. Don't feel like you're going to lose the stability that you've gained here, because you're the emperor here. That stability can't be taken from you. With the Ten of Pentacles, that's deep stability built over time. That's not going anywhere. That's something you've built. You've worked hard for that. That's not going. So keep it open. It's there. And then finally, with the Eight of Cups, this is a big part of the year for you, and a big theme with this growth is, with that King of Swords energy of letting go of the old way of seeing things and moving on. The old way is no longer working for you with that Eight of Cups, and it's time to move on to the 9 and 10 of Cups. And so this year is allowing you to finally see that you're ready to do that. I think that 2023 is allowing you to finally let go of some of these big mental blocks that maybe have been holding you back for a while, pile number 2. And so you have the opportunity in 2023 to really open up to a new way of seeing, a new way of feeling comfortable in your own life, and whenever that, old way kind of rears its head, because I think it will in the year, this isn't something that happens overnight. So that's another part of this connection. Okay, I finally get that. Okay, so a big part of this for you is, if that ever happens where, you feel like, oh no, my fear's coming back, my hesitation's coming back, all this thing. Remember, this is a slow growth process. This is a one step at a time. We can't be totally healed or totally, comfortable with life and everything overnight. And so, if you feel like you are, have some anxiety flaring up, that's okay. Be with yourself. Be present with yourself, be open with yourself, and allow yourself to be whatever you need to be. And then from there, you can open yourself up to, if you're gentle with yourself and you're kind to yourself, and you allow yourself to be wherever you are, and to be okay wherever you are, then you'll end up moving back into feeling better again, right? And so it's don't be so hard on yourself if you feel like you're falling backwards this year, because you aren't, because ultimately this is where you are. You're in this beautiful, long, hard fought for sense of stability, and that's not going anywhere. That can't be taken from you, right? And so if you feel like you find yourself in periods of feeling a little bit of fear, that's okay. Just be with yourself in it. Be present with yourself. See it, feel it, and say, okay, I'm afraid right now, and that's okay. I'm afraid, but I can see that I'm afraid, and I'm with myself. I'm present. I'm here. And the more that you practice that, the more that, no state of being that we're in is permanent. And so fear is a temporary situation, just as every situation is a temporary situation. So if you can be present with yourself, and just ride through it, you'll make it to the other side. So yeah, that's a big message for 2023. And maybe that's a part of the growing pains too, is if any of that anxiety ever flares back up, that's okay. It's growing pains, right? You're taking it one step at a time. Don't be afraid of taking a step back sometimes if you need to, like I was saying here, but don't be too afraid of meeting people either. So yeah. Anyway, I feel like hopefully I'm not giving you conflicting messages there, pile number 2. Let's take a look now at your final card. This one is from the Forest Fae deck, and it says, the Woodwife, trust your inner wisdom. Yeah, so ultimately, at the end of the day, really trusting your intuition is huge here. Trusting what you know. You know far more than I think you have given yourself credit for here, pile number 2. And that's where this year is really opening that up to you. It's opening up an opportunity to finally see how much you actually do know. And you know that you don't have to be putting yourself down about actually being much further in life than maybe you've given yourself credit for. So anyway, pile number 2, I'm going to leave you there. That was my reading for you for 2023. Let me know what you think in the comments. I love hearing from everybody. If you ever need to reach me for whatever reason, you can find information on my website at www.junodrome.com. And yeah, that's it for me. I hope you have a wonderful day, pile number 2, and I will catch you later. Bye. Hi there, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. So this is going to be your reading on what to expect for the year of 2023. So this is going to be a reading giving you a full picture on what to expect this upcoming year. So it's going to be broken up into 2 basic parts. We'll do the first half of the year with one tarot deck and the second half of the year with another deck. So starting out here, you have this card with the mushroom on it, and it says on the back, forage for beauty. Okay, so this year is a real opportunity for you to hunt for true beauty in your life. Look, we got a little butterfly there. So there's an opportunity to really embrace beautiful things, but you might need to forage for it, right? You might need to hunt for it. It might not be obvious, but there will be many, many hidden gems, I think, for you in this upcoming year, in the year 2023. There'll be a lot of hidden gems that are open to you, and maybe there's a bit of searching. Foraging is showing me a bit of travel as well for you. So maybe there's new opportunities, new things to see, new people to meet, new understandings to come to. So finding these hidden beauties, it might take you getting up and going out there to try to find them. But if you do so, pile number 3, I think there's a lot of wonderful, beautiful opportunities and things to embrace here for you. So we'll put that over here for now. And this card here is going to be your bonus card. We'll wait for the end for that. Next up, we have a card from the Shamanic Healing Oracle. So this card is going to be your theme for the year. So what is the theme for my pile number 3s here for 2023? The theme for you is past, present, future. Interesting. So this card can talk about sort of how one informs the other, right? That the future doesn't exist, the past doesn't exist, all we have is this present moment, but the present moment is made up of all previous present moments, so the past, and the future is all present moments to come. And so there's a sense in this of, I think, interestingly enough, I'm just feeling for you, pile number 3, especially with that forage thing. It's like 2023 is like there's a lot for you in 2023. And I mean, you know, a lot can happen in a year, but it feels like for you this year is a real moving from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, kind of a thing that you're moving here. So it's like one present moving to another present, moving to another present. So past, present, and future. It's almost like this, when the year's done, there will have been many new experiences for you, many new things, many new people, a lot of new energy, you know, seeing things for the first time, finding new things, finding new outfits, new clothes. I don't know why I'm thinking that, but you know, I'm just thinking of like, so I'm a big fan of thrift stores. I used to work for one for a long time, and you know, that there's that feeling of finding a hidden gem in a thrift store, you know, and you're always finding, you never know what you're going to find, and you could find these like beautiful, amazing, different things. It's almost like there's like this magical chain of new, interesting people and places and things and events and stuff and foods and cities and journeys, and there's a lot of amazing things popping into your life here. So really be open to embracing that, open to embracing the plurality of possibility, I think, pile number 3, because 2023 has a lot of that opportunity open for you. So, okay, what's up next? What's up next? So, next up, we have some cards from the Smith-Waite deck. So this is the first part of the year. So these cards will bring in an understanding on what the first half, so January through June, what the first half of 2023 has to offer for you. So we have the Lovers. Ooh, potentially new love, but that doesn't have to be. If you're single and chosen single, no, I know what that's like. I've been there. I feel that. This could be reconnecting with yourself here. Next up, we have the Page of Swords. So definitely a new thought process here, new beginning in thoughts. The Hermit, interesting. Okay. Yeah, this is very dynamic year. Pile number 3. There's a very dynamic year. I think there's going to be periods of very different things in this year. We have the Hierophant, and we have the Magician. Ooh, yeah. Definitely the Magician feels very apt for this. I think that there's a lot of embracing the Magician that you are. You are the Magician here, pile number 3. And you can make anything happen for yourself. And so, like I said, there's like this dynamic wave going on in this year for you where you're doing different things and they're all very different. And so, with the Lovers, like I said, there is a potential for some kind of romantic relationship popping up at the beginning of 2023. Take it as it resonates. If you're already with somebody, maybe it's a rekindling of a relationship. Or if you don't want to be with somebody, like I said, it could be a deep reconnection with your own self here. Or some kind of other type of partnership. Sometimes it can mean. So there's going to be time, I think, in this year of, spending it with someone. But then there's also, the Hermit as well. So you have those dichotomy. The Hermit is time spent alone on purpose, for building the inner life. So it's like you'll have periods with people, you'll have periods alone on your own. And you'll have this like dynamic shift going on. And in this first part of the year, it's like you're setting off on a new way of thinking about life. I feel that with this Page of Swords, and you're really kind of embracing this new perspective that maybe you've been working on for a while, and it's finally popped in and kicked in. And it's like this beginning part of 2023 is you kind of what is it? Building your chops, gaining your chops. I can't remember the name. I can't remember that idiom, but basically, it's like you're getting used to this new way of perceiving the world, this new way of thinking, this new way of understanding things, and so you're really testing it out into the wild now. And with the Hierophant here, I think it's an opportunity to really look at tried and true stuff as well. The Hierophant can talk about tradition and embracing the things that have helped people for generations. So it's almost like maybe there's a reconnection at some point in the first part of this year of, looking at what other people have done and not copying what others have done, but like using that to inspire you to do your own thing. With the Magician here, I think you're totally in your own authenticity here, creating your own world, your own life for yourself. But maybe there's a bit of learning about past ways, past things that could really help you embrace your own uniqueness. Sometimes traditions can really hold us back, and culture and society can, frown upon new ideas and new thinking. But it's almost like there's like an opportunity to use some of the traditional ways of things to help you bring in new possibilities for yourself here. So this first half of the year, I think, is very dynamic, like I was saying, and there's this, I think you'll be really forging forward on your own path with that Magician card here, and really bringing in, anything for yourself. So let's take a look at the second half. So for the second half of the year, you have the Nine of Cups, the Six of Wands, the Eight of Cups, no, Seven of Cups, and the Ten of Wands. Okay, interesting. So the four of Wands is a homecoming card. So there's a sense of going home at some point here too. So if there is travel going on for you, and I felt that somewhat in the opening, it's like there is a return home as well, and that could be a metaphorical home. Obviously, it doesn't have to be physical home, but it's almost like in the first part of the year. I think maybe you're in a new relationship or in a relationship, and that's going someplace, or you're really diving deep into your own self, and then you have this new embrace of the world. There's going to be periods where you're on your own doing things. You're going to be learning new things about the past that'll help you move forward, and creating your world around you. So that's kind of how your year sets off. And then as you move into the second part of the year, you're going to have an opportunity to come home to yourself, or to go home, to really be solid in your own being. That this exploration at the first part gives you a sense of stability, and embracing yourself, and feeling really proud of yourself. There's going to be something, almost a sense of achievement. Sometimes I look at the Nine of Cups to be really achieving something, and so maybe you'll be recognizing your own personal achievements here. The biggest piece of advice with the Ten of Wands here is, don't try to take on too much. I think there's going to be a lot of points within the year of 2023 where you'll want to do a lot of things. So pace yourself, right? Because like I said, it's this dynamic thing where you're doing this thing, and then you're off doing the other thing, and then you're going here and doing that, and you're going somewhere else and doing this other thing. Do take it one thing at a time, though, and don't feel like you have to do all of this stuff at once, because I feel like there really is the opportunity to get a lot done, and maybe actually achieve maybe there's lots of projects, like you're going to finally complete that project, and then you'll move on to the next project and finally finish that one, and then you'll be working with this person to do this thing, and then you'll do this other thing on your own, and then you'll do this new thing with somebody else, right? There's like this real dynamic movement and shift going on here, and I think you're really going to get and accomplish certain things, inner accomplishments or physical accomplishments, by the second part of the year. And so don't be afraid, though, to take it one thing at a time, right? Make sure that you aren't totally dividing your focus on all of it. Say, okay, I'm going to do this thing, and I'm going to do it smarter, not harder, and I'm going to get it done fast. And then when that's done, okay, I'm putting it aside. Now I'm going to do the next thing, and I'm going to get that done, and I'm going to do the next thing, and I'm going to get that done. And that's kind of reflected here with the Seven of Cups as well, which can talk about looking, all of these new opportunities and things. It might be hard to choose what you want to do. So make sure, though, you are doing decisive things in the second half of the year. I think maybe as you try to blend and do all of these things and be this dynamic person, there is a possibility by the second part of the year that maybe you have bitten off a little bit too much. So don't be afraid to let a few things go for the future. You don't have to do everything that you've ever wanted to do for your whole life in 2023, right? You have time. So take your time, move slowly. Don't feel like you have to do everything at once, because that energy is going to be there anyway. And there is a lot of things happening here. It's very, very, very dynamic, which is really, really cool. So let's see. Next up, we have one card here from the Forest Fade deck, and it says, the Griffin, be brave and fly above the clouds. Yeah, flying. It could be metaphorical. This is a general reading, but for many people watching this, I do think there is real travel in the future for you, pile number 3. So maybe you are literally going to fly somewhere here. But this could be metaphorical as well, like flying above things too could be some help in this. If you ever feel stuck on the ground, like I don't know what to do next, I feel stuck in this thing, I don't know what's going on, take the higher perspective. That could really help you out. Really, like, try to look at things from an outside perspective. Try to look at things open to whatever it needs to be. And what am I trying to say? Imagine a bird, right? If a bird is on the ground, a bird can watch somebody fighting, and you can see people squabbling. You can get caught in a fight if you're on the ground, but then the bird can jump into the air and fly and soar, and then the people down below just look like little tiny dots and little ants, and it's actually this big, beautiful mountain vista that it sees below it. So taking that bird's perspective can really help in certain situations where you say, okay, what's the grand scheme here? How can I take a step back from this and really not get lost on the ground and really see it from above the clouds, that kind of thing. Yeah, so anyway, this was a little bit shorter than the others, but honestly, I feel pretty good about this. I think this is a succinct reading, which is nice. So really, 2023 is going to be a profoundly dynamic year for you. So really embrace all of the things that want to come in here. I think that there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of travel. There's a lot of openings. There's a lot of new things, new feelings. There's relationship. There's love. There's peace. There's all sorts of cool new things. Finding new places, exploring new things, meeting new people. All of that, I think, is open for you in 2023, pile number 3. So really embrace it and open yourself up to it. Anyway, that's it from me. I hope that this reading resonated. Let me know in the comments what you think either way. I love hearing from everybody. If you would like... Nope, I'm not doing those anymore. I'm currently not giving private readings, unfortunately, but maybe someday I'll start them again. If you want to reach me, though, you can still find me on the website, www.junodrome.com. Anyway, catch you later. See ya. Hi there, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. So this is going to be your reading for what to expect in 2023. So this is a full year reading. It's going to be broken up into a few parts. There will be the first half of the year and the second half of the year. If you hear my neighbors, they're kind of loud right now, so they might end up in the in the reading. Nothing we can do about it. So maybe that's a bit of a theme for you this month, is maybe rolling with things, right? Rolling with the punches a little bit. Sorry, not this month, this year, 2023. Okay, so for you, you chose the pile with this sort of terrarium going on, like it's a whole environment in a bottle. And the card says, all things grow with love. So there's a bit of growth energy here, and also love, and the things that you put your focus into are the things that come back to you. I think there's a bit of that energy coming into this reading. So take the opportunity to allow things to be what they need to be, and open yourself up to putting in the energy into what you want to see, right? If you want something to happen, put your focus into that thing and you can bring it about. That's a big message for this year for you. So this is our bonus card. We'll take a look at that at the end. Next up, we have a card from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, and this card is going to bring a theme for the year. So what is the theme for 2022 for you? Let's take a look. And for you, the theme is it's all good. So it's all good, pile number 4. it's all good, right? So this card is interesting because it's like, it talks about how, whatever is going on, that there is an opportunity to learn and to grow from everything, both the challenges and the beauty that comes into your life. It's all good. And so for you, pile number 4, there's a bit of embracing that as you move forward, right? Like I was saying at the very opening of this, it's like rolling with the punches a little bit, right? Exactly like how we open this. There's a sense of really, allowing yourself to, just even the things that might annoy you or the minor things that set you back this year, embrace uh, opening up to trying to make things, what you need, right? Sometimes things don't always go the way that you think they do, but maybe there's something to learn from that situation, and maybe there's an opportunity to grow from that situation. So open yourself up this year. Any minor setback may actually be a blessing in disguise. So allow yourself to see the blessings in disguise that may be present in any minor inconvenience this year. So let's take a look. These cards first will show the first half of the year, and then the rest of the tarot will show the second half of the year. So we're going to take a look first at sort of January through June of 2023, sort of what to expect for this first part. So we have 3 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles. Interesting. There was another reading with both of these cards. That's kind of interesting. 3 of Pentacles. So there's a very good chance you may be interested in a different pile as well. Pile number 4. Yeah, take a look at pile number 2, potentially pile number 4, because there's a lot of similarities going on. So there might be more for you there. We have the 4 of Wands. Interesting. I think that may have been in that reading too. I'm not sure. And we have the King of Cups. Okay, so the first part of your year, pile number 4, it's really opening you up to experiencing joy with other people, right? Celebrating with friends, getting together with people that you love, enjoying yourself with others. I think there's a lot of openings up into friendships here, and it's also sort of an opportunity to come home to yourself. We have the homecoming card with the 4 of Wands, so it's like this first half of the year. There's a sense of returning to maybe parts of yourself that you've been missing. There's a sense of opening yourself up to lots of friendships here. And with the 3 of Pentacles, that's about building strong foundations. So I feel as though there's a intention setting going on here for this year, where as the year begins, you're really allowing yourself to set up an embrace of the things that make you happy, especially with the King of Cups here. It's like you're being represented as the King of Cups for this first part of the year, where if you really truly embrace, this sense of inner, what am I trying to say? If you embrace this sense of following your happiness here and following the things that make you happy, you can really bring about a growth period in your own inner self, right? And like really growing your own sense of fulfillment in your life. There's a real possibility for that at the beginning of this year. It's a possibility to build a strong foundation for that moving forward. With the 4 of Pentacles, I think that, there'll be points at the first part of 2023 where you feel almost like, you need to be reserved. You need to keep backwards a little bit, or like, not keep backwards, but keep yourself, safe, right? The 4 of Pentacles comes in when, sometimes we are kind of afraid of losing what we have because, we want more, but we don't go after more because we don't want to move because we're just afraid of losing even the little that we even have. So I think that maybe, if you're feeling that at all, when you feel that, meet it with this friend energy. So it's like anytime at the first part of this year where you may be feeling like you have to hold back for whatever reason in any aspect of your life because you're afraid that by going forward you'll lose what you have. Instead, think of who you can meet that can help you bring in more into your life, and how you can build these strong foundations. The thing about this building of strong foundations is working as a team here, right? These three people are working together to build a cathedral. So it's like going it on your own, trying to stay safe, isn't going to cut it this year. It's like there needs to be, and even in this homecoming card, look, they're meeting new people. So it's like, embrace this openness with others in the first part of the year, and you'll be able to really make some headway and some movement. And with it, that it's all good card, there will be periods where you will feel like you need to take a step back from being around people and really come back into a sense of clarity. And if you need to do that at any point in 2023, that's fine. Do that for sure, but then go back out and go meet people, because there's a real sense of being open with others in this year that's like actually going to help you bring about the things that you want to see in your life, and meeting new people, new situations with others will bring about these spontaneous happenstances that can only happen sometimes by meeting people, that will allow you to open up into something that makes you feel like you can come home to yourself. It's like the ability to really feel this self-fulfillment is actually going to come through connections with other people. Like it's not that it's only from others, it's also from you. But in order to achieve that, to get to that place, there's people that you have to meet that can help you on your path get to that point and really build you up, so that you have this strong, solid, emotional, fulfilled foundation to move forward in life with. So let's take a look at the second half of the year. So as the year continues and moves through the summer and then into the fall, we have the Son of Cups. Interesting. Okay, that's interesting. The Five of Pentacles, the Moon, the Six of Pentacles. You have 4, 5, 6 here. 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 3, 4, 5, 6 on the Pentacles. That's great. And then you have the 9 of Pentacles too. So 3, 4, 5, 6. That means you're really like on a roll with something. Whenever I have a string of numbers, to me that means that you're taking action. You're moving forward in something. But to have it be normally like 2, 3, 4 means you're on stage 2 of this path that you're on. So you're already on stage 3 of some path. Like you've been working on something for a while, I think, and it's really coming about. You're coming to fruition on it, and we can see. I think for you, it's all about this emotional fulfillment here. Even though we have a lot of pentacles, so it's stability in the life as well, and in your day-to-day life, like your actual physical world has this level of stability that's being shown for you. But with this Five of Pentacles, I think in the past, I don't necessarily think that this is a talking about this year in particular, but it's like there's some reflection going on, especially with the Moon here, of periods that you've been in the past. I think at one point for your emotions, you've reached a sense of rock bottom at some point in your life where you felt this sense of the dark night of the soul, because that's what this card represents. It's this sort of feeling of that you've reached the end of possibility, and sometimes we have to get to that point to open ourselves up to finally changing our ways, our behaviors, our thought processes, our things. I think you've been through that in the past, and so there's something about the second half of the year that opens up an opportunity to finally maybe see a new change moving into your life, and really get an understanding on this happiness thing, like finally make some headway on this happiness thing in your own life, especially with the Son of Cups here. It's like it's the Page of Cups in most decks. It's like you're finally like you're getting your sea legs in the land of happiness. You finally kind of by the second part of 2023, it's like you finally have a better handle on the things that do actually make you happy. And and even if there are periods where you feel like you're set back in this year, there's going to be a lot coming in that helps you remember just what can help you on this journey towards happiness. With the Moon card, it's like you're not going to see all of the steps ahead of you. That's a big thing with the Moon. It's like you can't see everything moving forward. So you might not know this year, what ultimate happiness looks like for you, and that's fine. That's something that's always changing and always moving. But as you move forward, take it one small step at a time. And the Moon card talks about, when the moon illuminates the path at night, you can't see the whole way forward, but you can at least see enough to not trip and fall. And so take that into mind as you move forward. But with the Six of Pentacles here, it's like you're really gonna see some of the fruits to this work that I feel that you've put in, and it could very well be physical fruits as well, to any kind of thing that you've been working hard on. And then with the Nine of Pentacles, it's like you will feel a sense of stability, a sense of abundance, a sense of openness as the year closes. So there is this like beautiful journey, I think, in 2023 for you, pile number 4, where you are able to finally come to a sense of understanding what you need to be happy. And you might not be fully there yet, but this year will give you a lot of opportunities to finally see it, at least for yourself, in a way that seems achievable and understandable to you. And it comes through, embracing the fact that, sometimes things aren't great, right? It's all good. It's embracing where you are here and now anyway, and opening yourself up to knowing that change is an inevitable part of the way the world works, and movement will continue. So anyway, I have one card here that comes from the Forest Fae deck to close out our reading. And we have Fringe Dweller, see with eyes and heart wide open. Yeah, so the wide open heart center here is big. I feel like there is a real healing of the heart here for you, pile number 4. And this year is all about opening up that emotional space, and finally coming to a place where you can be open-hearted, not feeling closed off, but being open with others, embracing people coming into your life, embracing the world with an open mind and an open heart. And by doing that, I think it's going to open up a real chance for true happiness to come into your life here. So 2023 is opening that opportunity for you. Anyway, pile number 4, I'm going to leave you there. That's your reading for what to expect in 2023. Let me know in the comments what you think. Either way, I love hearing from everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you need to reach me for any reason, you can find information on how to contact me on my website at www.junodrome.com. Anyway, pile number 4, I will see you later. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later. Bye.